Rip, with the way 2023 is ending and with the way things are going, is America as we know it salvageable?
I think America as we know it's over, right? What do people even mean by that?
I don't know. I don't think it is.
America has always been over in some way, and it just starts anew.
I think America is something that it should never have been for a long time.
Yeah.
It's become something that it should never have been.
That's exactly right.
And that's the problem.
That's exactly right. It's not bad that America's over. It needs to be over. If this is what passes for America right now, it needs to be over.
But here's my take on that. Every generation says the same shit about the previous generation. It's a constant change, right?
Yeah.
You know, you go to the 80s and everybody's like, man, this is way better than the 70s. And the people in the 70s are like, man, the 80s are way worse than the 70s.
Yeah, everybody thinks, oh, you little bastards, you've screwed up what we handed you.
Yeah.
You know?
And I'm not saying things aren't shit, but if you go back whenever, let's say, Desert Storm picked up, everybody was like, man, things are shit right now.
No, everybody has a different perspective on how shitty things currently are relative to the way they were before.
Yeah.
Right? But, I mean, if you compare, what we've done is we've divided ourselves into different tribes in this country. We have divided ourselves into distinct cultures that have very little in common with each other. Right? You've got, California bears no resemblance in large part to the southern United States.
Hasn't that always been the case, though?
I don't think so, no.
You think people in Southern California were the same as people in Mississippi?
I don't think they were the same, no.
Culturally?
But, no, they weren't the same culturally, but
I think you just...
I went out to California in 1978, drove out there, and had a great time. Everybody was friendly. Everybody was normal. Everybody was, it was a great trip. You know, I drove out there in my little Toyota Celica. It was just, I had a great fucking time. But you can't go out there now and have a great time because the people in California are significantly different than they were then.
I think you were younger and more tolerant.
That may very well be.
Because I can go to Southern California and have a great time.
Would you move to Southern California?
Fuck no, I wouldn't move there. I would have
moved there when I went in 78.
I would have moved there in 2000 when I was 20 whatever. Yeah, I would have moved there.
So it has changed.
No, my perception has changed. My perspective on things has changed. The place has not changed. It's the same fucking people.
Well,
I don't know because when I was in my late teens, Austin was a blast. I loved going to Austin.
Me too. I wouldn't move to Austin now.
Yeah, but
I wouldn't even visit Austin now.
But here's the flip side.
If I didn't have to.
Oklahoma, Oklahoma City hated going to. It was a shithole. But now, I don't want to go to Austin. I love going to Oklahoma City.
Oklahoma City's fine.
I think you're making my point, Rusty.
Yeah. Maybe I had changed. Dude. Maybe I had changed.
For sure.
Well, it may be that
the problem is that now
Southern California is exactly like it was 50 years ago, but I don't know that anybody but you thinks that.
No, culturally things have gotten sillier, but that's not unique to California or anywhere else because that shit exists in Texas and it exists in Wichita Falls and it exists in Oklahoma City and in Lawton and every fucking where else.
I think that's
louder and there's more of them there.
I think that's kind of my point is every generation looks at it and says, oh, it was worse then or it's better now or it's better now, it's worse then. And it continues. It's just a perpetual evolution. And I don't think America is over. I think America is consistently changing, and everybody always thinks it's over. I mean, if you were to plop us during World War II, when World War II was going on, we would be like, man, things are shit now.
Whenever this question comes up, people go to all this social shit, and that's not the deal, man. The problems are the when people say like the problem with America or whatever, is America over? What we have now is universal first of all, universal knowledge of what anybody's doing at any given time. Like, why the fuck do I care what silly ass people in Portland are doing? I don't, but I do because I can see it. Like, I can see right now what's going on.
No,
that's number one.
Technology has fucked everything up.
Number two is that you also have massive intrusion by tech and government in our lives, and that's probably the biggest problem that we have. On a medical basis, on a security basis.
No, I would agree with that. I would agree with that. But I think that there are places that embrace that intrusion, and there are places that are defensive against that intrusion. And what I'm saying is that California embraces it, and we don't. And I mean,
that's just a product of the times, though, right? Because in the '60s, California, San Francisco was the same thing, just with whatever the thing was at that time. Hippies and drugs and shit like that. It's just the product of whatever's going on at the time.